We will now continue with the second question and answer session. The first question is coming from Lima, Peru. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Manuel Vargas on the phone. What are the global companies doing in order to motivate Latin Americans, considering that Latin Americans really purchase from the heart instead of the brain? What are they doing to counterbalance this?
Not to sound like a broken record, the companies who are being successful in Latin America have set up the schemes and the methods of being in contact with their customers and identifying what is important to them, what is value to them. And you raise a very good point. Around the world, more and more people are identifying value in a nearly emotional way. The growth of the green world is a good example of that. I hope that gives you an insight as to what is the best thing to do.
All right, great. Our next question is coming from Mexico. Go ahead, please.
I would like to comment that the regulations in Mexico are very strict and stringent. And in general, really, most employees have better futures in other countries. How can we motivate, despite this situation, how can we really retain these intellectual Mexican population in our country? How can we keep them here? And how can we measure this situation? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a difficult question, and I'm sure what you say is correct. But the same question could be asked by an American corporation. How do we retain people who are important to us? And I understand the cultural differences, but you need to identify what is important to those people. Why would they stay in their home country? Why would they stay in a particular industry? And offer to them those incentives that allow them to stay to the best that you possibly can.
Okay, great. Thank you. Our next question is faxed in from Brazil, and I will read for you. Doesn't outsourcing mean to give away jobs? How can that help a country to be more competitive?
The answer is yes, it's giving away jobs, but you shouldn't be doing it unless there's a return on that decision and that investment in productivity. If the partnership you make or the subcontract that you set up outside of your own country, outside of your own operations, and outsourcing doesn't necessarily mean taking it to another country. It means taking it out of your organization and taking it someplace else, which may be to an organization next door. And you don't do that unless there is a return on that investment.
Great. Next question is coming from our neighbor city here, Tijuana, Mexico, rather. Okay. All right. I guess we lost Tijuana. Okay. Sorry about that. So we go to Ecuador for a fax-in question. Your 10 questions for more productive meetings are interesting. Where can I learn more about that?
There's a book by Tom Kaiser, Kayser, about effective meetings. If you wanted to write to Miguel Cardenas here at ITC and give us your name and address, I have written articles on that subject, and I'll be happy to have a copy sent to you.
Okay, very good. Going back to Mexico again for the next question. Go ahead, please.
refiere el término coaching
What are you referring to when you say coaching
en cuanto al reconocimiento del individuo?
in terms of recognizing the individual?
Coaching is...
Bueno,
Yes? Okay. The term coaching is just what it sounds like. Just as a person who is knowledgeable about the game of soccer or football would go out with someone who is less knowledgeable and impart what they know about the game and how that person's talents can be improved. That's literally what coaching means within an organization, whether you're coaching a team of employees or you're coaching an individual. And there are professional coaches who are very good at that. But there are also very successful people in your own organization who would probably be available to you to coach you on their skills.
Okay, thank you. I think we have Tijuana now online. Go ahead, please.
¿Qué tipo de liderazgo y competencias
what type of leadership
deberán adquirir y ejercer los próximos directivos jóvenes en el futuro
what type of leadership should the
para
new
mejorar la productividad
leaders implement in terms of then improving leadership in the organizations? What tools should these new leaders be using to improve leadership within the organizations?
Succinctly, good leaders, first of all, have a vision or a view of where they want their organization, their department to go. They are able to anticipate where the marketplace is going, where the organization is going, and they're able to articulate this to their employees. Beyond that, the most important thing good leaders do is have good data. They know where their organization stands. They know what the competition is doing. And they know what are the best vehicles to give them that kind of information.
Okay, thank you. Our next question is faxed in from La Paz. Here it goes. How can a small to medium-sized company that does business in a small city enter the global market?
That's a really good question, and there's really two ways. First of all, that organization has a product, a technology, or a service that would be valuable beyond just their current niche. And it could enter into the global market with the use of the internet, perhaps. But another way is to identify similar organizations who are larger, who are already engaged in the global world, and join with them in a partnership by providing either a new kind of service, a new kind of technology, or by demonstrating the importance of your own to that organization.
So leadership is really the key here, and the leader needs to take charge of everything that we have been talking about today in this broadcast.
Yes, leaders today have got to be entrepreneurs.
That's right. Very good. Okay. Thank you for your excellent questions, but we have run out of time. We hope that you have enjoyed participating once again in this exciting multilingual and multinational program. For further reference and study, you can consult your valuable ITC Participants Manual. Our first live video conference of the year 2008 series, Excellence in the Global Economy, airing April 17, 2008, will be titled Leadership with Results, the Key to a Culture of Excellence. For additional information on this video conference series and its certification requirements, as well as dates and specific topics for other upcoming programs, please contact ITC. We remind you that all ITC programs are created by and copyrighted to Miguel A. Cardenas and may not be taped, stored, reproduced, retransmitted in any form, in whole or in part, without the written consent of the author. On behalf of all of us, I thank you for your ongoing participation and interest in this unique program. Thank you, and see you soon.